Hey everybody, IronObie, and I'm back. I've been gone for a very long time, and I feel like I keep saying that, but hopefully this is going to be the last, if not one of the last, believable times I'll be saying this. But if you know anything about my channel, you know I try to cover a lot of stuff. I've been doing Total War Warhammer 2, but I also did Destiny coverage, Destiny 2 coverage. I did primarily when Osiris came out, and then Warmind had come out recently, and I'd kind of taken a break from just YouTube, and I've come back in because now we're seeing the Taken Queen style expansion, if you will, that's coming out soon in September 4th, called Destiny 2 Forsaken. They couldn't take Lords of the Fallen because I guess it was already a video game, but which would have been a much better title. Essentially, the Prison of Elders has been exploded, it's broken out, and all these big bad barons from the Kells and the Fallen race have escaped, and it's apparently our job to kind of maybe get them, or maybe make an alliance with the Fallen, maybe bring the Awoken back into the game. Like, we really don't know specifics about what's going on. We had a vid doc, and that's gonna be playing for you in the background now, where we saw the new features, and I'm not gonna go over everything and do a frame-by-frame basis. It's just gonna be my kind of quick thoughts and just kind of end thoughts about this expansion and Destiny 2 as a whole at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But looking at everything, we're going to have 9 new subclasses, which and I mean that by you don't get a new element. So, you know, we have our Arc, Solar, and Void for everybody. But what's going to happen now is that you, instead of having just a Solar Titan that has a hammer that you can throw, the Solar Titan can now have the hammers that you throw, or you can have a giant two-handed hammer that you can hit people with. And hopefully that'll be kind of shown in the video here, as well as a Stormcaller. Instead of having the electricity coming from your hands Palpatine style, you can now just fire a giant laser beam in one huge blast. So we're getting 9 of those. Each class, Titan, Warlock, Hunter, will be getting a new version of their subclass. So a new version of their Fire, the new version of their Void, a new version of their Arc. And these look really cool. We haven't seen a ton of them. We're still missing 1 or 2. I think we're still missing the Dawn Blades for the Warlock. We're missing the Sentinel for the Titan, and I think we're missing the Arc Strider for the Hunter, even though we've seen like him twirling and like blocking or reflecting bullets, though I just thought that was a new skill added to that. We don't really know anything about that yet, but again, we're getting those powers. We're getting, of course, new weapons. We're going to a new place in the Reef called the Dreaming City, and it's basically going to be the semi-raid area. We're not going back to Leviathan, thank God. It's going to be the new raid area. And it's going to be semi-open world, I think. It's going to be kind of like a heavy boss raid. We do know it's going to be much so. If we had, you know, Taken King, maybe we fought, 4 bosses. It was very boss heavy. But then we've had Callus, and his stuff's not really a boss. His rooms are very, like, mechanical oriented. To shoot the dogs, shoot the beams, shoot the pools until you fight Callus at the end. Same thing with kind of the raid layers. It's just been kind of do a puzzle, then kill big boss, done. But this is going to be a full-blown raid, and people are excited to just not go back to Leviathan for a 3rd or 4th time. We're just tired of it, and we're ready to move on to something new. So the Dreaming City looks cool, intensively boss-heavy, which is nice to go back to that since we've had so much mechanic-heavy stuff. I think, again, like Taken King was a good balance, but King's Fall was a great balance, but I would like to go back to just bosses, which I think are the best part about Destiny's game. Raids is just fighting these huge bosses. And then we, of course, had the weapons and the armor, and we didn't see too many specific exotics that I could point out. If I went frame by frame, I could, but again, this isn't going to be a frame by frame video. But my biggest thing I wanted to look into this was, and I've been seeing this a lot, is that you have to not temper your expectations, but we are going into this already not knowing anything. Yes, the hype is big. If you're a Destiny player, or maybe if you were in Destiny 2 and you were like, man, it's okay, and then you didn't come back for Osiris, you didn't come back for Warmind, and you're looking at Forsaken, you're like, this is gonna fix it. This is gonna fix everything in Destiny 2 for me. Do not go into this expansion that's coming out September 4th, especially today. Do not go into that mindset of that. Don't think it's going to fix everything, because even if they fix a lot of it, which hopefully this will, because we don't know anything yet, we have to wait till September 4th to see what they've done. But you should not assume that there will still not be any problems with the game. So temper your expectations. I know it's hard to not get hyped if you are like kind of like, oh, this looks really cool. What's that? A new bow weapon? That looks really interesting. 9 new subclasses? Oh my god. New raid? Oh Jesus. New game mode or PvE, PvP, Gambit, fusion of stuff? That's awesome. I'm excited for it too. Mind you, I have been playing since Destiny 2 launched till today, Warmind, when this video launches, and I will continue to play for the next 3 months, 2 months until, Forsaken launches. But I'm tempered my expectations. I'm excited for it because I'm a continuing player. But if you are if you're a lapsed player and you didn't do the second expansion, the third expansion, you're coming back, temper your expectations. Should you have had to have paid $40 to fix the game or get it back on track? No, but I think anyone who had I agree with Dado on this. I think anyone who had the expectation that this should have been free is delusional. Because people gotta get paid. People need to have money. The bunch of people, 3 studios work on these games now at Activision. And those people who work on those studios need to get paid some sort of money. A Warframe does it, but they don't get paid. It's like, yeah, but their DLC or their microtransactions are like, here, buy this $80 Prime suit. So that's why, again, those games can do it. Same thing with Overwatch. Overwatch has free events all the time. It's like, yes, but most of their heavy collection stuff is loot box intensive. So people buy 50 loot boxes, and if you have one person who buys 50 loot boxes, chances are there's probably like what, over 1,000, 5,000. We could keep going a higher number that are buying those loot boxes, and that's where they're making their money. Sure, Destiny 2, I guess, could really lean heavily into the loot box game, but they tried that even a little bit, nowhere even near as much as Overwatch or Fortnite, any of that stuff. They've not leaned anywhere as that heavy, and people were still very like, it's way too Eververse heavy. I don't like that there's stuff behind that. So Destiny and the Bungie team have backed away from that. They've tried to say, again, to put some things into, back into the loot pool, back into the game. Unfortunately, the Iron Lord's emote being exclusive to buy, that was a bad decision, and Bungie knows that was a bad decision, hopefully, because the outrage against it was pretty bad. So hopefully, that's start to see, like, they know that this is a bad thing, and of course they still make mistakes. They're going to. We have to be realistic in that. No one's perfect, and certainly, again, if you are unsure about what this is going to contain on September 4th, don't pre-order it. You have the power to pre-order it. Do not, because so far we've not been promised that this is going to fix everything. They said it's going to fix a lot. It's going to deliver some features that people have wanted, but they never at any point have said you should come back to the game because we have now fixed everything. $40, please. As for the annual pass, I don't know. I agree with their decision to kind of exhale that story content, because I think we've seen from both Curse and Warmind that maybe just pushing out hard storylines is either too difficult under a 3-month strenuous for Destiny and Bungie, or maybe they just, I hate to say this, maybe they're not good at it. I really don't want to say that, but maybe Bungie just doesn't have the talent or doesn't have the drive to really focus on these cutscenes, and so they've decided to, with the annual pass, to double down on the reasons that you play the game. The shooting, the looting, the milestones, coming back to get new armor, new weapons and stuff. Well, I think that is a great jump and a logical leap, because it's something that I think I'm okay with. Yeah, we're not going to get as much story, but we're going back to, again, a Destiny 1 where the story was kind of vague, and if you really wanted to dive into the Grimoire and stuff, there is now a tab for that for Destiny 2 when Forsaken launches on September 4th. So again, that's great stuff. Again, I'm fine with the annual pass. Have it being $35. Again, should it have been free? Sure. That would have been amazing. That would have been a great, like, we're getting these free content patches. They're not story intensive. Pass is $35 now. If you're an intensive Destiny player, chances are, and you've been playing since 2 to Warmind, you're probably going to buy the annual pass. I probably will as well. I'll probably get Forsaken, and then I'll probably play that for a month and a half, 2 months, and then I'll go like, alright, maybe it's time for the annual pass. Again, they might do a big old bundle that comes up where they, here you go, like they did with Taken King. They launched a Taken King edition where it had base game, Dark Below, House of Wolves, Taken King. Now the annual pass is on top of that, so it's almost kind of like they're double dipping into another game in a way, but I don't really see it too much as that. Again, it's like, oh, well, here's another expansion coming out, and then that has its own DLC pass. But again, early bird gets the worm. We, as players, we played early on, so we paid for that DLC, and we got to play it 6 months earlier than everybody else, who is now just jumping into it on September 4th, if they release a Forsaken Destiny Ultimate Edition, whatever. But again, I'm getting a little off topic as I'm trying to talk about, you know, the annual pass. Again, I think the annual pass is fine. I think the direction of going into more gameplay loops, I think, is perfect. Story, that's alright. I think we leave those to the great lore people like Bife, and my name is Bife. I think he does a great job, and this will be maybe return to that era of, you know, getting videos that were, oh, this is so intensive. And if you want to look for that story, you can look for that story deeper. But if you're just here for the loot and the grind and the shooting, you can do that. Anyway, guys, that's my just wanted to quick recap and my thoughts after I've been gone for so long on Forsaken being revealed. I've listed a couple things like the bow and the new subclass and stuff, but we still don't, in the new areas, but we still don't know a lot more. E3's coming up. They said we're going to see more at E3. Maybe we'll see those other subclasses. Maybe we'll see some new exotics. I'm sure we'll see some sort of PlayStation exclusive stuff. That's just how it works right now. But until that time, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm back doing videos a lot more often right now. Hopefully I can get some, I had some computer issues, and hopefully I can work those out before I get, you know, back in tomorrow. But thanks for watching the video, guys. Hopefully if you're excited for Forsaken, if you're hesitant about Forsaken, if you have reasons why you're like, I don't know if Forsaken will still be good, I have issues, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to just talk to anybody about this, and I've talked to my friends about it, but I would love to hear from you and let me know what you think could improve, or what you're hoping for that comes out of Forsaken. And if you're kind of jaded against that, let me know why, and let me hear that from you. And please like the video, and if you want to hear more from my stuff, you subscribe to my channel, and I'll be keeply updating. I've been gone for a while, but I'm back now, and hopefully it's going to stay that way. But anyway, guys, I've been IronObie. I'll see you later. Bye.